Hi, friends. So in whatever way is true for you, get into out of your mind and into whatever is that vast and infinite, peaceful presence. We each have our own inner doorway. There's not one way, except the one way that works for you. So if that's like something that Cindy and I have shared with you, then great. If it's not, then whatever works for you is the right way. This is a lot like underwear. It's best to wear your own and not other people's. So make sure you're wearing your underwear and not the underwear of some spiritual teacher that you have anointed to be in the know or something else. Every one of us has our own perfect way to connect. Each of us has a river of life that flows forth from the source to connect to each one of us. And that river is unique for each one of us. So just rest there. Rest in the bestowal that your existence is. And Cindy and I will tune in and get on the elevator to see wherever we're taken tonight. We'll be back in a minute or two. Do we have a fan? It's a little warm.
Yeah, like it.
Thanks. Counter. Yeah, but put something behind it so its angle is more on us. Thank you, honey. Yeah. Welcome, beautiful friends! And we got to do that again because I forgot to do this. Welcome, beautiful friends! Take two. Where's your shirt, honey?
I took my shirt off. You need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's going to be our subject tonight. So Cindy and I posted that, we found the mystery spot up here in Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So I have my cool tie-dye mystery spot shirt on. Cindy has hers, but it's a little warm for her to wear it. So.
Oh, it's a mess.
It's a mess.
My mystery spot's a mess.
You're a messy mystery spot mystic. There you go. There's Cindy's mystery spot. If anybody was ever looking for it, there it is. So we're going to talk about the mystery tonight. Since the very beginning of our communion, I've talked about falling in love with the mystery, being a mystic. And in the deepest sense, that means living in I don't know and I don't need to know. Knowing being the way we know traditionally with our minds, like I know my name, I know where I grew up, I know who I am, all that kind of knowing through the intellect. But in terms of being a mystic, it's learning to live in I don't know and I don't need to know. That the mystery that is every moment will inform me of all I need to know in that moment. Such incredible freedom comes from living in the mystery. I don't know and I don't need to know. So just take a second as you rest in your breath, as you rest in your own presence, and let it really feel deep in your being. Let that gnosis of presence reveal to you what it feels like for you. What would it be like if I lived in I don't know? I don't know. Isn't this really just a very simple statement of truth? I don't know. I don't know how the trinity of existence and choice and experience, I don't know how it was created. I don't know how it functions. I don't know how my body operates. I don't know how my car operates. I certainly don't know how the people in my life operate. I don't know. Do you feel a sense of freedom? A sense of expansiveness in your being? Do you feel a sense of contraction in your mind? Just be present to whatever your experience is. There's not a right one or a wrong one. In truth, I don't know. Now, for many of us, for most of us, I think for probably all of us, since we were small, we've been taught we must know. And our knowledge has been tested and graded our whole lives. So we've all taken on this crazy, insane, totally impossible belief that somehow I must know. If I read enough, if I study enough, if I effort enough, maybe eventually I'll come to know. And we've actually all gotten really good at doing this. How many of us can pick up a book and learn something new? Or watch documentaries and learn something new? But is that really knowing? Or is it subscribing yourself to the beliefs of those who wrote or produced whatever it is you think you need to learn? Is it true knowledge, or is it prescribed mimicry that we mistakenly believe will give us something we think we need? Now, my friend Wayne is on the call tonight. He's a web guy and a graphic designer. So by no means am I saying he doesn't need to know how to program a website. He does need to know that. I'm not saying that you don't need to know how to drive a car, because you do need to know that. I'm not saying you don't need to know how to balance your checkbook, because you do need to do that. But we've taken these very simple and practical, and my friend Captain Leslie and her mate, first mate, are on the call too. They have to know how to sail and to navigate in the ocean without landmarks. Very effective. They need to know that to move from one destination to the next. So there are very simple and practical things that we do need to learn and can know in this world. But we've taken that to the extreme, and we've tried to apply that same methodology to God, to creation, to the mystery of all that is. So what if I don't need to try and learn the mystery? I don't need to know about God or creation in the way that I know things in the world. I can learn and know the simple things that I need to know to operate in this world. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, but render unto God what is God's. Give unto the mystery the freedom to be in mystery. What a delicate balance this is of not knowing, but allowing the learning and knowing that we need to operate in this world. So when we incarnate here and our choice to forget who we are, the veil drops and all of a sudden we're clueless. We have to begin to learn in order to function in this world. But we do not need to extend that same methodology to our eternal nature. I don't need to know. Let that one land in your being. Let your spacious presence inform you. How does that feel? I don't need to know. I don't need to know about God through a bunch of mutually agreed upon definitions put into a structure and a dogma around religion or even some New Age spirituality. I don't need to know the mystery by reducing it to symbols, words, definitions, interpretations, and beliefs. I don't need to know a single thing to know that I am. That most simple and basic awareness that you exist requires no earthly knowledge. It is radiantly present in your being before all things, shining during all things, and remains eternally after all things. I don't know, and I don't need to know. Every definition every concept, every word, by its very nature, is limited. What if we finally accept that we cannot come to know and live the mystery by ceaselessly seeking to understand it via the ways of the world, by definition, by shared agreement, by interpretation, by speaking and sounding so spiritual and mistaking that for holiness, by using a religiously accurate non-dual vocabulary. What if we simply allow the mystery to be mysterious? What if we gave up continuing to seek it in ways that our mind can understand it? Because I assure you, whatever your mind thinks it understands of God is only serving to limit the mystery. In Yeshua's beautiful work, The Course of Love, he talks about the end of the time of learning, the end of striving to know through the ways of the world, through thought-based, concept-based, belief-based, interpretive-based, mutual agreement-based. Yeshua said to me once, "My brother, all the world's understanding of God will forever leave you standing under God, not rising to be one with God." I don't know, and I don't need to know. So just be really honest with yourself. Look within your own consciousness, and you will find a plethora, a cornucopia of ideas and concepts and beliefs about God. All reduced to words, symbols, interpretations. Even our really spiritual ones that we defend the truth of, God is love. What if we let go of all of it? What if we stop applying definition through interpretation and belief and symbol and concept? What if we just stop and let the mystery be the mystery? We can stop seeking it in time through learning. I'll know in the future. I'll know once I, understand what Yeshua meant by his teachings. I'll know when someone else explains it to me. What if we let all that go and freed ourselves from the pursuit of ceaselessly defining the mystery and only serving to limit ourselves in the process? I don't know, and I don't need to know. So right now, for just a moment, just as an experiment, lay aside all your definitions and beliefs of what God is, what you think God is, what you've been taught God is, what you believe God is, even what your past direct revelations have revealed to you that God is. Lay it all aside. And that need not be hard. It's merely a choice. As simple as you would set down a coffee cup. Just lay them aside. And recognize, with all those laid aside, you still exist. You're still free to choose. And you are right now experiencing your experience. It doesn't require any belief. It doesn't require any definitions in order for the Trinity to be. Now let's take one more step. Let's lay aside all that you think you are. All your I statements. I'm a student of A Course in Miracles. I'm a believer in God. I'm a child of God. I'm a worthless piece of shit. I'm never going to get it. I'm going to get left behind. Whatever they are for you, lay those aside as simply as you would flush your toilet, without a thought about it. And allow yourself to realize that in the freedom from the definitions of limiting God, and in the freedom of the definitions of limiting yourself, what remains? Is it time to free your mind from the impossible, futile task of trying to understand the incomprehensible? Are you tired enough from trying to maintain the proper beliefs, remember the right things, speak in just the right ways, act in ways that manifest your belief of what you are? How free are you willing to be from the need to know and this incessant need to define. Without any definitions, we can be right here as little children. The same light can shine through our eyes that shines through the infant that you rock in your arms, that is free of belief, that is free of striving, that is free of needing to know via the ways of the world. Pure, mysterious, radiant being. I don't know, and I don't need to know. I will allow the mystery to be the mystery that it is, and I will take up my mysterious place as an expression of that mystery. I don't know, and I don't need to know. Sometimes this is called beginner's mind. If you'll allow yourself to return to when we began our journey together and beyond belief into presence, because it was new, direct, authentic experience was happening, free of the filters that definitions create, free of the expectations rooted in the ways of the world. And let yourself realize that as you rest here, having sat down effortlessly, your beliefs and judgments and definitions about God, your beliefs and judgments and definitions of yourself, recognize that you clearly exist. You don't have to have a meaning or a purpose. You already exist. You need not accomplish anything. Your existence is already accomplished. Thank God I don't know, and thank the mystery I don't need to know. And this is not to say that we throw away our absolutely practical and functional human consciousness. It's an invitation to stop using that human consciousness to try and do what it can never do. That little thinking mind that is this lifetime's experience trying to understand the infinite mystery of God. I don't know, and I don't need to know. How deeply are you willing to rest into that? How willing are you to let go of every grasping, every contraction, every vacillation, every doubt? It may not have occurred to you, but doubt is the effect of holding beliefs and concepts and definitions. If you'd like to be doubt-free, get into the mystery. You do not need to know anything to know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I am. If you want certainty, here it is. I don't know, and I don't need to know. No earthly knowing explains existence. No earthly knowing can comprehend how consciousness has the ability to choose. And no earthly understanding will ever comprehend how it is that we experience anything at all. I don't know, and I don't need to know. How many of you have feared the unknown? Looked with trepidation in the future? Lisa's giving 2 thumbs up there. Have you investigated why you fear the unknown? It must be that you're holding knowing from a past that would suggest to you the unknown is dangerous because you've judged the past in that way. And while in our earthly consciousness, that may be true. Placing your hand on a hot stove is a good thing to learn so that you don't need that experience again. But again, we go too far and apply that to our eternal being. So the fear of the unknown, when you lay aside the things of time, when you lay aside the definitions, interpretations, beliefs, judgments, memories, when you lay those aside, the unknown miraculously transfigures into the new, to be welcomed with joyful expectancy. And this is what Yeshua meant when he said, "Behold, I make all things new." The Spirit that is God, the Spirit that is you, free from the mind's need to interpret and remember and project in the future, need no longer fear the unknown, but can be transfigured into that which welcomes the new. Behold, in my choice to set aside the things of time, to set aside my definitions and interpretations of all things and all beings, in those choices, behold, through those choices, I make all things new. I move from a human being fearing the unknown to being spirit, joyfully welcoming the new. Wow. That's sexy, honey. I don't know, and I don't need to know, opens the doorway beyond fear into the joyful expectancy of the new. Let that land in your being. Let gnosis within you inform you. How would I feel to move from fearing the unknown to being in joyful expectancy of the new? Behold, I make all things new. And they can remain new if we give up our need to ceaselessly continue to catalog the new through interpretive memory. If you will investigate your own consciousness, you will discover that memory is only an interpretation, a definition, and judgments about an experience that is long gone. We mistake a memory for being the experience, and it's not. It's not the direct experience. It's a series of definitions, interpretations, beliefs, judgments, choices, whatever, about an experience, but the memory is not the experience. And instead of realizing that as presence, we are safe, totally safe, eternally safe to experience all things, we become a thinking mind who now believes it needs to keep itself safe by cataloging memories. Memories that are actually nothing. We derive a false sense of self through our memories instead of being radiant, mysterious, unlimited presence here, now, welcoming the new. So let yourself feel, even if it's in your imagination, if you had amnesia and you forgot all of your past, wouldn't you still be able to experience an ice cream cone tomorrow? Wouldn't you still be able to walk tomorrow? Wouldn't you still exist and have choice and be able to experience your choices? Of course you would. And I suspect you would do so in joyful wonder, free of the need to live your past over and over and over. Behold, I make all things new. None of us need a theology. None of us need a pathway. None of us need books. None of us need teachers to exist, to choose, and to experience. Friends, I invite you. I welcome you. I call you into the mystery beyond the self that you've known, the mystery beyond the way you've defined creation, the mystery beyond all your spiritual studies, the mystery beyond all the mind's past-based, future-based imagination. I welcome you into the mystery. I don't know, and I don't need to know. Behold, I make all things new. Wow. Joan has put a comment in. I just recognize that each day is an unknown. I've been encountering the unknown every day of my life, and it's all been fine. Such a laugh. Is tomorrow not unknown to each of us? What if we greeted tomorrow free of the past and welcomed it as the mystery of the new that it truly is? This call was a mystery. Knowing is your direct experience in any moment. That's it. And none of us need any theologies or any intellect or any beliefs in order to experience, to have absolute gnosis in every moment. Knowing has nothing to do with belief and concepts. It is being your experience, free, innocent, mysterious in every moment. How free might you be to not have to get others to see you by your spiritual self-definition? To see your holiness, or to see how good a student you are, or to see how dedicated you are. How free would you be of needing to live up to some self-image that you think will be your freedom, and it's just another prison? I don't know, and I don't need to know. In the mystery, as the mystery, behold, I make all things new. And my knowing is my gnosis of my experience in any moment, free from its past-based interpretations, free from the projected fear and expectations, just radiantly free to experience whatever I experience in each moment. Knowing is the gnosis beyond interpretation, beyond symbols, beyond beliefs, beyond explanations. Have you ever tried to share your experience with somebody? Damn, that's frustrating. Isn't that the source of so much conflict in relationships? Because we can't share an experience directly, so we try and reduce it to words, symbols, and interpretations to try and get someone else to remotely even have a clue. What if we gave up that game too? I don't need to be understood. I don't need anyone to appreciate my experience. I'll appreciate it for myself. I don't know, and I don't need to know. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. Can I remain free tomorrow, or will I pick up another spiritual book, another self-inquiry sheet, another something that I use to tell myself I'm not there? I don't care how much you study. I don't care how deep you inquire. At the end of it is merely your moment to moment, radiantly free experience. And that's all I got to say about that.
Okay, Forrest.
That was brilliant.
It was, you know, and midway through, I feel the question drop into my mind. It's like, what about curiosity? We've talked so much about curiosity, and I realize the curiosity is not devoted to the thinking mind satisfaction. It's not devoted to understanding, which is based upon structures within the thinking mind.
Some new concept that
Yes.
that will empower me.
The curiosity is for experience.
I wonder what I will experience in the mystery today.
Just for the raw, unfiltered, immediate experience.
Woohoo! Behold, we make all things new.
Yeah. I also thought about your mom with her Alzheimer's, and it gave me a slight shift
Thank God
in
she
it.
doesn't know.
I mean, because she's at peace, she's joyful, she's in the immediacy of what's happening right now,
And that's enough.
and that's enough.
Oh, it's like overflowing
It
with
is.
being.
And wow. Instead of, and I'm grateful for Willie that he doesn't seem to impose upon her any belief that she needs to know, or that she needs to remember, or that she needs to act from that point. He's just, it takes her the way that she is.
Well, I appreciate you doing that with me too. I think the other day I asked Cindy maybe 24 times, what day is it today? And I never remembered to the next time I asked. So I don't know, and I don't need to know. James has got a question. Let me find James and bring him up here. Hi, James. Let me see if I can. Are you unmuted? I don't hear you. Well, you just wave. Cindy's gonna read your question.
Which comes first, not needing to know, or allowing all things, trusting all things, embracing all things?
Oh, yeah, and you have no mic, so we'll just enjoy your beauty. So feel into that for yourself. Take a deep breath and relax. The question arose in you, so the gnosis is available to you. Which came first, James? Not needing to know, or allowing all things, trusting all things, embracing all things? So James's answer, isn't it one and the same?
No, that was from Lewis.
Oh, that was from Lewis.
Yeah.
Not needing to know is easier.
Oh.
But to answer your question, which came first? In your question, not needing to know, if there's allowance of all things, trusting of all things, and embracing all things, is there any need? No. So the truth, love, allowing, trust, embracing, that's experiencing, choose, that's just being. That came first because that's the primal order of creation. Not needing to know was a byproduct of the belief that we did need to know through the things of the world that we were taught here. So not needing to know is a correction that brings us back to the primal order of creation, allowing all things, trusting all things, embracing all things, just like spacious presence has been doing since it was created and is always doing and can't actually do anything else. So freedom, love, that primal order came before the correction of not needing to know. So when we truly free our mind from its incessant pattern of thinking and needing to know and understanding and studying and, evolving and growing, we let go and we come back to this totally mysterious, I exist, I choose, and I experience. And that's been here the whole time. And it can't go anywhere. I can't lose that. I'm not making it. No matter what choices I make, it's still here. If I do good choices, it's still here. If I do bad choices, it's still here. I'm merely a being moving through eternity, experiencing the potentials of creation. Isn't that sexy? So thank you for your question, my friend. Mike or not? Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So I have an invitation. The first time Yeshua extended this invitation to me, I almost had a cow. When he said, brother, put down the Course in Miracles and put down everything that you do that you call spiritual for 1 month. And I frigging panicked. I didn't realize how much I had made the Course or the Way of Mastery or A Course in Miracles or even these crazy BBiP videos, whatever it is, how important I had projected onto those things and believed I needed them in order to be safe or to be free or come to know who I am. So I invite you for 1 week, if you wish, to drop it all. Live in the mystery I don't know and I don't need to know, and be in the joyful expectancy, behold, I make all things new. This is the single most difficult spiritual addiction to break. The ceaseless studying and becoming and reading and thinking and blah, 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 blah. It's beautiful. The summer has come. We just passed the solstice. Take a week off from being a seeker. Just take a week off and be what you always have been, what you always are, and see how your week goes. Maybe you'll never log back into another one of these calls, and nothing would make me happier. Yeshua invited me. He said, brother, welcome them when they come and celebrate them when they go. No one will be sent to you but for a short time. Show them the way and celebrate them in their freedom. Wow. Wow. Nan says she's been doing it for months and months, and she says it's opened her up joyfully. So recognize every action you take from the belief that I need to do this is affirming. It's a choice for separation. It's a choice to say my present experience, my existence, my being isn't enough. I have to find it through my mind in some earthly way. Every bit of that is a choice. And it's fine to a stage, but it can easily move past its efficacy and become an addiction. A need greater than the earthly needs we had. Greater than the need to be seen. Greater than anything is, oh my gosh, if I can't do my spiritual stuff. And I mean, and Yeshua asked me to drop meditation, drop it all. Just live my experience in the moment with joyful expectancy. It was the hardest, but most joyful thing I've ever done. So that's the invitation for your week. If you wish, I'm by no means, this has not ever been a dictatorial teaching. I'm not going to take, there are no grades. It's for your own choice. Are you willing to let go of the need to know through the mind and through the learning in the way that we were taught in the world, and just live your experience of being in the ceaseless discovery of the new? Your choice. You're free to do it or not. But if you don't, you'll never know. You're going to have to taste this for yourself. You may have to go through your mind's withdrawals, like an addict coming off of drugs or whatever. It can be a little disturbing. It can be a little uncomfortable, because that impulse to reach for a spiritual thing or listen to a spiritual meditation or watch one of these crazy videos of John Mark and Cindy, it seems so benevolent. It seems so good for you.
Or you might have this revelation like, whoa, what the fuck? Why didn't I do this before?
Yeah, that'd be fun too. That'd be really cool too. So, I don't know and I don't need to know. Am I willing to be in a week's worth of self-discovery of living in a present freedom? Freedom from needing to define yourself or creation or anyone else, because existence is. Freedom from the need to judge my choices and evaluate them based on the past, rather than letting joy be my choosing mechanism right now. And free to experience my experience fully, whatever it is, knowing that my ability to experience remains totally invulnerable and absolutely perfect. It cannot ever be damaged or harmed in any way. Wow. 1 week of freedom. Everybody's out of your self-imposed prison for a week. Can we stay out? So it's kind of like we'll have a spiritual support group. Everybody will need a partner, and you call them up. Oh, I'm about to pick up the Course in Miracles. Stop me. Stop me from this. Oh, gosh, I'm about to watch another Waking Up to the Movies. Please talk me out of this. Talk me out of this.
James has another question.
Huh?
James has another question.
What about being in presence? Well, James, so James asked, what about being in presence? In case you guys haven't noticed, you're fucking always in presence. You can't not be. So give up the belief that you're not and all the associated striving that comes with that belief. None of you walk around and get to the end of the day and go, oh my God, I forgot to exist today. Shit. I totally forgot to exist. Oh my gosh. What was it? Yeah, what was I thinking? And none of you get to the end of the day and go, oh my God, I totally forgot I had the ability to choose. We're choosing all the time. We can't stop it. And none of you lay down at the end of your bed at night and go, oh my God, I've totally lost the ability to experience anything. I must be doing something wrong. So yes, even give up the effort to be in presence. Because all those things were directed at the mind, the little maker and doer that we call me, inviting it ever closer, ever closer, ever closer, ever closer to be willing to let go. Not in fear, not in I must, not in some crazy, stupid proof of a faith, but because finally you realize I don't know and I don't need to know. And that is peaceful and freeing and incredibly liberating. I don't know and I don't need to know. And in that, behold, I make all things new. Janet, you'll have to answer your own question. Stop asking me. Go into your own gnosis. I'm not your chooser. I'm not your experiencer. You're going to have to make your own choice up about what you do with that group. There are no shoulds. Get into your presence. And what would be my greatest joy? Because joy, the movement towards joy, is the very aspect that moves creation. Just like water flows through the path of least resistance, moving towards joy is very lack of resistance. It's effortless. It's just natural once we get back into the flow of creation. So Janet, it's your week to discover your own answers, because I'm not some spiritual teacher who shoulds and musts everybody. And if you do have one of those, get rid of them. Let them go should and must themselves. If they invite you into freedom, if they invite you to recognize that you're already free, which is what we've been doing together, then celebrate with them. Play with them. So, did you get anything in our burp fest while I was burping away? I got this. What did you get?
All right, this is going to be weird, but I was going to tell you after, but I can tell you now. So I was playing with this, our joining, and it felt as if I was shifting into your body. So I was feeling this movement. I was feeling the burps as if they were happening here, but I was in that space. And I was observing that there was a little kind of movement out, and then it would be back in. So it wasn't really stable, but it felt really good.
Well, wow, we'll play with that some more on our week off.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's new.
It's
Let's
new.
play.
Behold, we'll make it new. So what would it feel like to be in discovery of the mystery for a week? And not discovery of the mystery to think you then know the mystery, but to be in the mystery of being in the mystery. Just to live in the experience of gnosis, not to accumulate more knowledge, not to continue trying to figure things out, but just the experience of being in your experience. So freeing, so liberating, so ridiculously hard, but utterly simple.
Play well.
Play well, friends. Let's see. Anybody got a song suggestion? Come on, Lisa Jukebox. Oh, you got one.
Yeah, Van Morrison's Into the Mystic.
Oh, that's a great one. Let me find that one.
It just came to me. There it is.
Okay. All right, so let me share my screen here so everybody can dance along with us. Share computer sound.
We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnie boat was one as we sail into the mystic. Oh, I can now hear the sailors cry, smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. And where that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. Yeah, when the foghorn blows, I wanna hear it. I don't have to fear that I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. Yeah, magnificently we will fold into the mystic. that foghorn blows, you know I will be coming home. Yeah, and when that foghorn whistle blows, I gotta hear it. I don't have to fear it, and I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And together we will float into the mystic. Come on, girl.
Good choice, Cindy. Good choice. We love you all with an infinite love.
And a perfect peace.
You are free.
You are free.
You are free. We'll unmute everybody. Play well, friends.
Thank you.
We'll see all our Canadian friends next week.
All right, come to Canada.
That's fun. Thank you, Cindy.
Bye.